Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, security's got a chair?
This is just
Yeah, we're gonna have to watch this a couple times. A whole lot of phones.
That's Nas.
No, that's EDC Vegas.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh, they're the culprits right there.
Because I think I'm peaking. Peaking.
Welcome back to I'm Peaking. Without the podcast, because we're doing something different today. I am one of your hosts, Daniel. And who else do we have here today?
I'm Nand.
And today we are joined with a very special guest, Brad Sweet. Welcome to our show. For the viewers out there that don't know who you are and what festival you do produce, please tell us a little bit more.
What's up? Thanks for having me. I'm really excited. I'm honored to be here. I put on a festival called Same But Different. It's in Southern California. It's at Lake Perris State Park, and we're a 4-day camp out style festival, big party. It's a lot of fun to do. So yeah, I'm stoked to be here with you.
Today we will be reacting to a bunch of festival clips. Festivals are our favorite pastimes, and sometimes there are some things that may or may not go wrong during these festivals. We're going to take a look at those and get a take from a producer's perspective.
That's really cool. Now that I think about it, like let me give you a high five. You built a whole festival, dog. Like,
wait, I want a
sick.
high five too. Let me get the
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Let's start with Moshpit gone wrong.
Oh, no, no, no.
That's just a fight.
That's definitely not festival etiquette. Have you moshed before?
So this was EDC, the first year that they were in Vegas when I was there. It was a girl that I was dating at the time, and we both went out there. I remember we like kind of wandered off of the main stage, and we're all just like hyped up and ready to go. And we saw on like a side stage, I'd never heard of him at the time, Diesel Boy, who's just like hard, like it was wild. It was a mosh pit.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm jumping in. I was like, don't do it. And she went in and just got like launched out so far. And she had she was just like pumped about it still.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm going to stay out of that. So no, I don't jump into the mosh pit. I don't want any piece of that.
That is fair.
Fights happen sometimes at these festivals. What do you think a cause of that could be?
You know, we've not really had fights that we've had to deal with, which is like really, like our security and the police and all, like they love us because it's a really chill community and chill crowd, and everybody's just like trying to, make sure everybody's okay and looking out for each other.
Let's talk about sneaking in alcohol.
You're lying. Holy shit.
That's so funny. There's people sitting here like forever. Right now.
Yep, digging it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
This video has circulated over and over for literally years. Conceptually, the number of festivals, I feel like if you just know where it's gonna be, yeah, you could go bury like a couple bottles of tequila somewhere.
I heard we had somebody that came and dug it up in our sand because we're right on the beach, and somebody came and like they had been there the week before we started building, and they had dug up their case, and I was like, more power to them. It's weird because I got to play both sides where I'm like, I've been the person sneaking in, with like cans down my pants, however, and then, obviously on the other side, you don't want that. If I'm trying to run a business and trying to run the festival.
Let's talk about those Coachella food prices.
Coachella food and drink prices are out of control. Influencers have been sharing how much they've had to shell out for the basics, and it makes UK festivals seem a bargain in comparison. For 2 burritos and a coffee, Jackie Tanti forked out $64.
Oh my
and if
God,
you're looking
that's
to party,
wild.
a double shot of vodka with mixer is $28.
Okay, wait,
even
that's
a
kinda
Diet
cheap.
Coke is $8. And the worst part? That doesn't even include tax. Is this the most expensive festival out there?
This video is old because I know that prices have gotten even more expensive. You know how much a beatbox is?
How much?
$20.
$20 is absolutely insane. Can you explain why food prices are possibly becoming pretty much up to the point in which, you're spending almost $100 probably?
So he's a close friend, and he vended with Coachella for years. There's a split. So the festival takes a portion of all of their sales that they're going to have. That split is super high with them. And I know that the food, in order for them, because they still have to cover all their, it's just of the gross. So if it sells for $20, it doesn't matter what their cost of, shrimp in that burrito is or anything like that. And they're taking a large cut. So I feel like that forces those food prices up and up for the food vendor in order for them to make some money on it.
How could food vendors keep their prices low?
First of all, I feel like food prices are up almost everywhere. What we do is just take a much lower cut. We realize that, hey, we have all of these people that are here. So we were like, let's work it out. So we're not charging any flat fee and we'll just do like a cut. I don't know. It's a lower cut. We try to just make sure that our prices aren't crazy.
Can we switch to the clip of Hard Summer Security Guard?
Oh,
security's got a chair?
this is just
Yeah, we're gonna have to watch this a couple
wild.
times. There's so much going on.
First of all, that's the same security team we use. That's CSC, I think.
At first glance, what are you thinking, Brad?
They got a problem on their hands. It looks like that's a gate. That's not like just like the normal fence. So somehow the gate is open and people are flowing in.
Yeah.
Security, for no reason, has a chair in her hands, like she's gonna do something.
My first thought when I saw this, the security on the far right is just kind of standing there, like, start closing the gate. Like, even if like some people are in or out, who cares? As long as you're not leaving it so open, because now you got a lot more ground to cover.
Yeah, a lot of people just sitting around watching, and she hits him with a chair like it's WWE.
What do you think happened to her? Do you think she kept her job?
Yeah, I mean, if there was a lawsuit, she just hit the kid that like ran in. I mean, that's not part of security training, I imagine.
Because at the end of the day, your job as security is not to harm somebody, it's to keep people safe. Waking up to a DJ.
Oh. I ain't gonna lie to you, that girl in the white looks miserable.
And then the dude right behind him it looks like he's in a pickle costume.
I feel like it would depend on the music of whether or not I would enjoy that kind of wake up call.
What do you think about going in and instead of, that looks like a camping festival, but people are camping out at the stage?
That's interesting. That looks like fun. We never really technically close our gates, so some people just kind of sleep out on the couches and stuff that we put there. We have an activation called Grandma's House, and so we build out a thing that like looks like you're at your grandma's house. It's got like plastic over all the couches and like
That's so funny.
a whole like
That's
oven
actually
and
so
kitchen.
funny.
And at 2 a.m. grandma comes out and she spins a set. And so she comes out and she plays until like 5 a.m.
We have a clip right here from your festival that we wanted to touch up on. Right off the bat.
Is that an island?
That's the island.
Yeah. I definitely thought that this was a very wild thing to have for a festival is a ferry ride to an island and then having an entire stage on that island.
Yeah, so I've been staring at that island now since we first got out there thinking we are going to party there one day. And we finally did it this year. And this is like the kickoff year. It'll be fun to look back at this, at these clips that we got because it's going to grow.
What kind of planning goes into going, and doing something like that?
Well, first you got to figure out docks because there's not like docks there. So those had to be pulled over and then they got to be pulled in. Like heavy equipment needs to bring them up onto the beach so they don't like blow around or anything like that. They need to be weighted. I mean, there's a lot. Safety is a huge thing. So lifeguards on both sides and barges set up for anybody like in the middle. Yeah, and then just figuring out how to move people and at what times we have to move people. That in and of itself is a lot of it. Then we had to build a stage out there. So you got to move all of that equipment out there. And that all was brought over by like pontoon boat. A good amount of planning just to make, year one happen. And we're already planning year two. And I think it's going to be really cool. We're planning some cool secret sets and things like that.
There was also Lost Lands.
This is sick.
I don't know if you've seen this clip before.
This is insane. Yeah.
So my head automatically goes to one. That's a whole lot of production for one stage. That's gotta cost a lot for sure. Can you dive in a little bit on what kind of goes into planning something like that?
We've toyed with the idea of some 360 sets at our main stage, and I think that it could definitely be done. I don't know what that's built in, first of all. So if they've set up a temporary, like all those walls and everything, or if that like is something that exists, and then they brought all the production to speakers around the entire thing. So you're probably getting like filled in from every single angle of sound. And then you got all the lasers. And I know with lasers, I mean, the big thing is they can't, they're powerful. So you don't want them hitting anybody's eyes.
Oh, absolutely not.
They look like they're coming from both angles. So you don't want those going back into the DJ's eyes. So they got to go over. And then the ones that are under the DJs have to go over the crowd. I never knew any of this. Like year one when we produced Same, and we had the floozies. And they were like, we're bringing our lasers. And we were like, okay, cool. Like, we're happy to have them. It was like a week before the festival. There's an Air Force base that's actually right by Lake Paris. You can't just do lasers outside. I didn't know any of that then. And so you need permits. And we had to like get on the phone with like the head of the Air Force base and like rush this whole thing that anybody that produces outdoor events is like, you didn't think you needed laser permits? Of course. But then we had no idea.
Wait, are these like abandoned campsites?
Yeah.
So I've definitely been to my fair share of camping festivals where it looks like leave it how you found it. And then I've definitely been to my fair share where it looks like a wasteland almost.
Yeah, we have policies that we try to instill with everybody and signage and all that of pack it in, pack it out. All you can control is what you do as a group, So when I go to a festival, I always, it's you bring in everything. I think that's just like a standard thing as a human being, not to just like litter everywhere. But even at our festival, if you look right after, so like the morning of like Monday morning, a lot of them, it's maybe better. It's way better than that. But it still, looks like a disaster zone. But we have a really good sustainability team, and they do a full sweep. And, that's our big thing is if it's not left, then we're going to step in and make sure that it is. And we know that's part of the gig.
Before we close it out, let's talk about, everyone's favorite topic, phone theft. I don't know if this video has sound, but that is a whole lot of phones.
That's NOS.
No, that's EDC Vegas.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh, they're the culprits right there.
That is EDC. That is an army of people. I hate to say it, but I'm just like, why were they even allowed to bring full backpack? At this point, I get, having like a fanny, a see-through bag. Like I like my chest rig. I like my hydro bag as much as the next person, but like that looks like a normal like Jansport size backpack.
He probably didn't go through security. He probably did sneak in.
He probably buried his backpack somewhere on the grounds.
When we've dealt with that, it's never been somebody that has a ticket. So it's somebody that snuck in one way or another. And that's when, like we have such a good relationship with the police. When you have like an issue, it's just like another Tuesday for them. They're like, nope, this, and like handle it. And then, whatever needs to get done gets done.
Do you think that this is ever going to be a problem that we can solve?
If it gets solved, I bet it would be something that like Apple or Google figures out on like some new type of like technology on how phones can be like unstealable.
My final takeaway is even though festivals are our favorite pastimes, there's so much that goes into it that like, a lot of people may not realize.
You're dead on. There's a lot to plan in these things. And we're just human beings trying to, like our team is a lot of musicians and artists and creatives ourselves. And we're trying, we've stumbled ass backwards now into hosting, thousands of people every year and just try to like get it as best as we possibly can.
With all of that being said, Brad, thank you so much for joining us. Please, again, tell the viewers where they can find you and then the event that you have coming up.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was an honor. It was a lot of fun being on here and talking with you guys. Same but different. It's September 26th through the 28th this year at Lake Paris State Park in California. It's every September, end of September. And you can also find me on the Different Paths podcast. That's our new podcast that we've been doing for a little while now. just talking with artists and other interesting people that have taken a different path in life is kind of what we're, doing, just having conversations. Any of our events that we do too, we do events in LA and San Diego and San Francisco and, little like one-off concerts and things like that.
Yeah, no, we definitely will be, we'll definitely be connecting for more than just same. I feel like, and it was really, really cool just to getting to talk to you. And again, getting more insight on, on the other side of the rail per se.
Yeah, excited to hang out with you guys at same this year.
With that being said, if you guys made it to the end, thank you so much for being here with us. This was definitely a different take on what I'm Peaking is as a whole, and not just as a podcast.
Feel free to leave in the comments of what other kind of people you'd love to have on the podcast. Like, there's a lot more to festivals than being an artist. There's a lot more than just being a fan of the music. There's festival producers, stage hands, visual artists. Let us know. That way we can kind of get into contact with those people and
laser people.
Yeah, laser guys, everything. There's so much to it, and the festival community makes it so that everyone can be a part of it in some way.
Yeah. All right, Nan, go ahead, take it away.
Smash that notifications bell, subscribe, comment. We'll see you next time.
See you guys later. Bye.
Doodles.